Today, I want to show you a detailed positioning guide on the map Klyntar. I will go through each stage of the map in both attack and defense and tell you how I usually play and which positions work best, with a few tips here and there. Afterwards, I will show you one game played on this map also. I hope you enjoy the video. On defense on this map, when the round is about to start, when the timer hits around 4 seconds, I like going to this spot here and just put my shift onto their spawn. On the point where I usually play from is this box right here, because this not only gives me cover from enemies that flank from this way, but I also have vision on my tanks who usually hold here, so I can heal them while also hitting enemies. I can also hit people on the left side. I can easily look onto the high ground and I have a much clearer picture of the point, and sometimes my other support is here, so I can also heal him there if that's needed. Sometimes people flank from this position. When that happens, that is completely fine. I can either try to push them back, cut them off with my shift, or if they're aggressive, I can easily just jump back to this spot to my other healer, place down my shield, and then play from this position here. There's also a health pack here if needed, so remember that. I do not like playing from the high ground here or the right side, because not only does your left click not reach all the way up to the end to that box, but it's also a lot harder to aim on Invisible Woman if you're on high ground. So usually try to avoid playing on high ground with Invisible Woman. I've tried this a few times, it just does never work for me. On this left spot here on the map, on this point, this is not really a place I like playing from, simply because enemies can flank from all the way back there easily. Like, that happens so many times when a Magic, a Psylocke, or a Panther, even a Starlord can, or a Namor, like, flank from this position, and then they can just run you over. Yes, there's a health pack here, but still, this is way too risky. I really dislike this spot. This wall up here is breakable, by the way. If you communicate that with your team, you have a lot clearer picture of when an enemy is flanking from all the way back there, which is really, really useful. Just in general, as long as enemies do not surpass this area here, as long as they're all the way behind there, when your tanks play from this position or even push up, you can play from around here, this area, and walk up with them. Because not only do you heal through your tanks in one go, but you also damage enemies like that all the time, which gives you so much ult charge. And as soon as enemies try to push up and be aggressive, you can always go back to this position to play from here. And once they're even more aggressive, you can just jump back here. So when your team is aggressive, playing from here is really good. And once they move up a little, your tanks play here, you can go to this position. And once anyone flanks from this position here, usually you go back here. That's how I play on this point. Your jump is not long enough to get you all the way up here. So if you really need to, you can just melee attack this and you go up here relatively easy. Another general tip here is when enemies try to fast push this point, let's say they use Mantis ult or even a Luna ult or a Cloak and Dagger ult, when they try to move up really fast and you notice that and your team wants to back off, this is a great moment to push all of them back, to delay them for like 1 or 2 seconds further, and then you can move back here instantly and play from here. As long as you can put your shield up around this area here with your other healer, you should be safe from around here. But as soon as like enemies try to run into the point, go and take the health pack and then like play with your other strategists from here. Maybe even try to pull them in and cut them off from their team. And you can even put your shift on this area here, which makes it unattractive for enemies to walk into that. So that gives you also a few more seconds. And another tip is, when they have Groot and they start walling this area off with Groot, this is the one exception where you should always go up here. Because if it takes forever for you as INVIS and your other strategists to kill these walls, and your team will not turn around for that, trust me. If you guys play against Groots, you know that no one shoots Groot walls. So you instantly go up here and then play from here. Yes, this is not the greatest Invisible Woman spot, but it still does the trick if your team is on the point, because you don't need to reach as far. You just need to be a little more careful with the aiming. And once you see your team is trying to be very aggressive and you think you can get a sneak peek if someone tries to peek from this angle or walks a little bit too far from this, you can easily just pull them in, and sometimes that can result into kills. But always stay aware of this flank spot on the left, which can also appear from this top right spot, because there's also a hole where they can go through. So keep an eye out for this, or listen to this area, because people love flanking there. Once they capture the area, usually the payload stays around this area here or here. This is where your team most of the time will fight then. So the position where you want to be in is, if they don't push further than these stairs here, you can easily play from this area here, because these boxes will always give you cover. Your DPS, one or two of your DPS players will probably play from up here as well, which you can easily see, and sometimes give them your shield. But here you can not only heal your team at the same time, but also damage all the enemies that are behind. You can easily punish out of position enemies with your pull, and yeah. And another okay spot to be in is honestly this area up here. This is one of the few exceptions for high ground areas that I think it's okay to play Invisible Woman from, because this area here is rather small, so it's a bit easier to aim at your team and heal multiple allies at the same time. And sometimes your other healer and at least one other DPS is up here anyway, so you can use your shield with that as well. You have eyes up here if someone plays there as well. So I really like this spot as the only exception for any high ground spots. So be aware, enemies can flank from this area. This usually does not happen, but just be aware they could flank from here, so keep an eye out for that. Once the payload gets further, sometimes it gets stuck around this area here as well. And that is honestly a really nice spot for you to be in, because you can easily take cover from this area and play from here. Not only hitting your tanks and your DPS, but also damaging enemies at the same time. You can easily see when enemies are on high ground, which you can try to pull off or cut off with your shift. Same with this area high ground here. If they go up with this map thingy, you can easily just pull them off. Sometimes enemy can flank from this side here, which doesn't happen too often, but just be aware. But you can always cut them off with your shift here. But this is usually the best cover, so people never flank from back here. I've never seen that in my life before, when we play here and the payloads get stuck here. So usually this spot is the best. Remember, you can always double jump to this high ground from this area here, because this is low enough for you to jump on. You cannot jump from here up here. It needs to be from this area up to this high ground. This becomes really useful when, for example, a Magneto is ulting. You have your ult active up here or a bit on the front. He's ulting, then you can easily just go to the high ground here. That's usually where they do not expect you to be in. Once the payload pushes further around this area here, I like playing from this area here, because not only have I like view on every single like person in the game, I see when someone's flanking here, I see when they try to push on the point. Remember, these walls are breakable, they could flank from this side as well, and I also see them on high ground. And this especially becomes useful in INVIS. You can easily punish high ground users. If there's a Hello or a number one high ground, you can just easily pull them off and push them into your team, which really helps and sometimes secures you a kill, which can matter in winning a team fight or not. So this area behind the boxes also gives you a lot of cover. You can also play from this area here behind this box, which sometimes can help as long as this wall is not open, by the way. You can play from this area. If it's a bit further behind, like on the stairs or a little bit behind the stairs, you can play from here. You can still pull enemies off high ground or cut enemy flankers from this point. But just be aware, this whole wall, but it doesn't show it on the environment thing. I think it's because the first point is not captured right now. But this wall is actually fully breakable. So they can go from this direction and like get you from here. So be aware of that. But when they try to push you, it's always smarter to not go back into this room, but just jumping back into this area and then go from here. And if they're actually all the way here with the payload, you either play from this room here with your team and just make sure to cut them off to not go into this area with your shift and push and just heal your team. Or if you're from this side because you just died and respawned, you can also try it from here. But people will always go towards you if they see you, so just be careful. When they get the point, sometimes the payload gets stuck around this area here. So what I like doing is just play from this area, around these corners, gives me cover. I have a vision over there. If someone's flanking, I can even see people from above, can damage and heal at the same time. You can even do this on the right side, but I prefer the left one a bit, because this is a common flank spot for enemies, which you'd wanna avoid of them getting a one-shot onto you. So left side is usually better. They try to be more aggressive. You can always turn stealth and run back here. Then play from this area maybe with your team. And if you all have to fall back, you just go around the circle here and then heal the team here. Once the payload gets stuck around this area, this is just where I stand all the way back here for with my team, with my other support. Make sure to always keep your shield up, ready, just in case someone comes from this direction, tries to flank. You can close this with the environment, which is really, really useful. If someone tries to be on high ground here, you can also always pull them off. Same with back there. So this area is usually where I like playing from then. What I don't like as INVIS is playing from this high ground up here. Because as said, she's not great on high ground, so it makes it really difficult to aim. So avoid playing from this high ground here. Just play on the bottom here. It makes it a lot easier, trust me. And once the payload is close to an end here, I just play from behind here, heal my team, and be aware of people that go on high ground here. You can either push them away, or if there's multiple allies here, you can pull them into your team and get a free pick here, and then just play off of this area here. You should be safe from anyone really walking up to you, because this is where most of your team will play from. But just be aware that people can come from this right side here. On attack, I just walk with my team in front of here. Wait behind these covers until my tanks try to push up, and try to see in this area here what type of heroes they're playing, because depending on what characters they play, you need to watch out for stuff, right? If they play any flankers on defense, you gotta be careful they're not coming around from this corner, or you flank from all the way up there. So until you don't know what they play, you can just stay behind here and heal your team from all the way there. If you see an opportunity where you can try to pull in an enemy, always do it. This is the perfect chance for you to get a free pick for your team by pulling them in, them getting out of position. Your tanks maybe are able to block off some healing, and you get a free pick, which initiates like a nice opportunity to engage to the point. Once your team is on the point, you can easily play on these like two areas here. This wall is, by the way, also breakable and usually open. So you can heal them from this area here if some... Oh, I can even open this here now. You can heal them from this area, position here, or even the right side here, and just play from this area. If there's a Loki or any enemy healer high ground, you can put your shift on the high ground here, or even on the way there, where people most of the time will play. And if you get an opportunity, you can easily also pull them off there, which gets them out of position so fast and usually results into a kill as well. You can also take these two boxes as a cover on the point and heal your team from there. If your team is very aggressive and tries to push them in there, you can just stay on the point and also play from here, shoot and heal them, and try to get a pull whenever you can. Once your team is capturing the point, also remember to press tab to see if an enemy's range is ulting or not, and try to listen to invisible footsteps. And always prepare your E, your push ability, just in case someone tries to touch last second, so you can push them away and you cap the point. Just as a general tip on attack, if they kill your team and try to be aggressive and push you inside this room, you can actually jump on this area up here. This is usually what they are not shooting at, and you can just stand still and wait until they leave. So you should be pretty safe and not die up here. As a general rule for payload maps, when your team tries to be aggressive and push up, you always want to play on the payload or next to the payload to push it, while also being able to heal your team at the same time. If they try to stall the payload or are literally next to the payload, you always want to be a little bit behind it and play from these areas. It doesn't matter too much where you play from, just stay around here with your other strategist and play from there. Or try to seek cover around corners. It's usually what you should do. Here on attack on this area, some DPS players or sometimes tanks love to be on the high ground up here or even up there. Whenever you see the opportunity, always pull them off the high ground. It is so important. If you can't pull them down, you can also cut them off with the shift to give your team a chance to push up. Same with up there. Remember, if the payload is here, you can use it to double jump to this area high ground up here. You can always use this here, but just remember with the payload you can use your double jump to go up here. Or if you're further up ahead, you can also use it here. As always, here you can play behind these boxes here for cover. Be careful for the high ground if they're up there. Pull them into your team or push them away depending on if it's a squishy or a tank, or use your shift to cut them off. Same with the high ground up there. Rarely someone plays from up there. Usually Namors love playing from these high ground spots, so be aware of that. And once you go further with the payload, same with this area high ground up there. You can cut enemies away or like off with your shift from this area to know if someone tries to touch from this area here, or if they try to come from this area. You can also put your shift here. You can also always then block this area with the environment here. And if they try to touch, you can also try to push them away when this is open. When the payload is around here, if it hasn't touched the area yet, you can also play from this area here. And if they try to dive you, you can just hop back to your other healer and play from this area. As said, this spot is usually open, so you can also play and shoot from this wall here. So this also works. Once you get further here, always play with or behind your payload to either push it, or when they stall it, you can play behind your tanks and DPS from this area. And just push and try to pull an enemy if you see a good opportunity, if someone is too far ahead. Usually, what I love doing on attack is when a tank, a solo tank, or just one of their two tanks try to be very, very aggressive and you think they step up too far, try to punish that with your ultimate. While your ultimate is a defensive ultimate, it can very easily be used as in an aggressive way. You ult towards their tank and cut them off from all their healers. This either forces an enemy support ult as well, or it almost guarantees an kill on an enemy tank, which helps you then push and win the fight. And whenever you're in your ult, when you ult them away, try to pull them further inside your team and then go behind them and then prepare your third melee attack and always keep pushing them further inside your team. This is so important and helpful. Once it goes further down here, be aware of this area. Sometimes people love flanking there, but you can just cut them off with the shift or close this. You can play from these areas, play behind your shield. Sometimes they like to be in this area, try to see if they get a sneak kill. This is a very nice opportunity to pull them into your team, maybe get a kill. And a lot of enemies love playing from this high ground here. This is also a really good opportunity for you to pull these enemies inside your team, or just use your shift to cut them off from this high ground area for a few seconds, allowing your team to push. And then once the payload reaches further towards the end, when it is like literally 5 meters in front of the end, you can play behind this area, take this as cover, play from either this right side and to switch around to the left side every time you need it. Now I will show you one game on Klyntar. If you learned anything from the guide so far, please remember to subscribe. It would mean the world to me.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Who am I? Invisible? Guardians. The collector must be stopped.
What am I? Invisible?
It's much better.
Where are you, Hella?
I am wounded.
Midnight one.
Who will help? My life energy flows through me.
They have Hella... no, Storm, Moonlight. And Groot. Groot is gonna be annoying.
Hella, you're gonna have to shoot a storm. I can't do much. I'll break the shield.
Did the immortality field get blocked by the box? Because I was sure I was in that. That's weird.
I'll fight for my family until
I got pushed back by the Magneto, and then I got one-shot by the Moonlight. Or was it just the Magneto? Because Magneto deals a lot of damage. They buffed his damage this patch.
A mighty boost. I feel like myself again.
Vortex field. Disappear.
Nice.
A little help, please.
I still
Feeling
need
fantastic.
you.
Perhaps I should be. Moonlight's on, I presume.
Your god is suffering.
Ooh, a touch of healing.
It seems we have company.
Us against the world.
For mutant kind.
Shields up.
I heard that.
A little help, please.
No jump on Invis, no jump on Invis.
Pleases me to be helpful.
Nice.
A gift from
Let's go.
Get that vehicle to its destination.
Oh, too far away. That's okay though. It's just our spawn.
Be gone, all I feel like myself again. You are restored.
Root is killable.
Feeling fantastic.
Yo, I go first.
Ooh, a touch of healing.
He's gone.
Yeah, you can go first.
I'm behind 3 inches.
You're halfway there. Keep going. You need to get no. I need assistance. But I need healing.
Oh, I clicked you.
A feast for my
Feel the wrath of the gods!
I'm gonna.
I would turn around
Disappear.
were you. Fear my
Oh no.
I'm on my way with him, so this can just like... Hold on.
No! Jesus.
These 3 of them.
Invisible.
They use 3, so... Yeah, 2.
So many ults.
Thought you
I
wouldn't
think
see
they
me
still have
again.
both support ults, so...
Shanti Strange is here.
Get that vehicle moving again. Clear the way. Chin up.
I am strengthened for battle.
A little help, please.
Root is on top.
Scared, Dad. My life energy flows
I'm gonna send some
stronger.
explosives to the back line.
I'm
Wait.
barely home.
Us against the world.
Got 1. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1.
Feeling fantastic.
These onks are dangerous, but fragile.
I got you covered.
There's no support, no support. This
Nice.
comes back very soon.
We need to get Null's essence beneath the surface.
We still have 2 ults, almost 3 with Hela.
Step aside.
I unleash the Vishanti's power. I purge the
You're walled off there.
Disappear! They are coming from behind.
Get in there.
Fireable Shields up. Here they come now.
The moon haunts you.
One less arm.
Hey,
A
you're
little
not
help,
right.
please.
Yeah, you're not guys. You're not guys.
Now I'm not surviving.
No, really?
Silent, silent.
He wasn't even looking at me at the end. And it still killed me.
Group
Yeah.
1. Just silent, silent half.
Thought you wouldn't see me again.
You have no tanks right now.
Invisible.
You win that.
No.
Oh,
Nice
good.
try.
We forced a lot.
Yeah. We have invisible.
Psionic burst. Get that vehicle moving again. Chin up. Feeling fantastic. You don't have to fight alone. I am healed.
This fight.
I am strengthened. Get in there.
An opportunity for combat. Feel the pull. Disappear. Us against the world. Only 6
We have Mantis left after.
barely harm.
Just stay here. How long?
Friends, gather around. Disappear. Come on.
You already have both again.
It's all over. Help, friends.
No way, they have Groot ult, right?
Story ends.
No support.
Has its own Psionic burst. Lovely. Feeling fantastic.
Nice. Very nice, very nice.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint.
They have no support ults right now.
Momentum.
Good medicine.
I always struggle on this map, by the way. This is one of my few negative win rate maps.
Healing. Why would I need healing?
I don't even think it's that bad of an INVIS map.
Select copying Mantis,
But I'm just struggling on this map, apparently, according to my stats.
Don't let anything stand in your way. I am healed.
Get Get in there.
Much better.
Bring on the chaos.
Let's root.
We
Let's
need to
root.
get no essence beneath the surface. I need assistance.
Root half, root low.
Clear the way. Disappear! That's better.
I already have both again, okay.
They are coming from behind. Only 60 seconds left.
INVIS,
What?
you wanna go first or
I go second this time.
Vehicle moving again.
you go first? Okay.
Scared ya.
I said second, but I go first, I guess.
Healed.
Isn't it better to push with your ult since we get movement speed?
I am your god is
Our enemies are here.
my thanks, healer.
Us against the world. Much better. Focus on the battle.
Let's go off back, my ult standing.
Minute one, good. Good cloak.
The support stands up. Stack it. Come here.
This is the curse that I have with Psylocke. Every time we say we stack, the moment I step in, she just strikes me twice instantly and I die. Every time, man. Every time.
I think they have. They
I think I'm cursed when it comes to Psylocke
I'm
ults.
not sure. She might go for touch.
It's actually crazy.
We have Klyntar.
I'm cursed.
So close. This is your big chance.
I unleash the Vishanti's power. I still need you.
Nice thing.
Oh, wow. Nah, I did that bad. I did that badly.
Look to Loki or
The wall killed me.
I won't disappear so easily.
Lucky.
Scooters are really annoying.
What happened? We just fell apart.
The current
They had
score
the
is
INVIS ult on the.
We like got it big.
Please try to break the walls instantly.
Yeah, this ball here is when I start here.
4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Well, this
Oh,
is
they
a
went like
place
swan.
one cannot
Ooh,
leave quickly
score
enough.
them in now.
And I am barely
The
harmed.
Vishanti guide us to retreat.
I need assistance.
Good medicine. Your god is suffering.
My life energy
Nothing here.
flows stronger.
Suspicious.
Feel the pull. I've got you covered. Ooh, a touch of healing.
Same with my DPS here build.
You cannot hurt me.
I've got you covered.
I'm gonna have a Loki. Can you try to? They can't kill.
Oh my god, he got one shot.
Healing.
They have a pick, so don't let them
This feels empty.
take it.
Yet
I don't know if
somehow
they realize
dangerous.
what.
This
They were
feels
pressing
empty.
S.
Yet somehow dangerous.
Force burst.
Good medicine.
Us against the world.
We're not near anything.
Cheap tricks, wizard. Oh, I'm fine. Bring on the chaos.
Shields up. Vortex field. Much better. Pick up your toys, Moon Knight.
Midgard has a worthy
Someone's behind.
sorcerer after all.
I have
Psylocke somewhere.
Hunt them.
My life energy flows stronger. Ooh, a touch of
I hear that.
healing. Feel the pull.
But she's in the room down there.
Medicine.
Yo, I go first, okay? I go first and this is the name.
Yeah, sure.
My thanks, healer.
Put up.
I unleash the Vishanti's power. Quite well.
I don't see you.
Enemy in front of us.
I have a shield.
Still symbol here. Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me.
Bionic surge.
I'm gonna knock. Come on.
Oh, my wall blocked it! My wall blocked the Groot ult! Let's go! Nice!
Player. Out. You cannot hurt me.
Let's go. That happened twice though.
For battle.
Stuck, just stuck.
Who will help? My life energy grows stronger.
The moon!
Against the world! I have faith for my crows!
Only 60 seconds left.
I only wish I had done it.
I got you covered. Clear the way! Now I see them.
Another Ankh who will rid us of Moon Knight.
Your score going is going crazy on this map, man, every time.
Yep.
Damage boost is so good, bro.
Down to 30
Like all these
seconds.
This
picks
stopped
I'm
a low
randomly
key.
get,
It's
it's
even
like definitely from
Like how fast you can react and see who needs healing. Oh, that, yeah, that I'm really good at that. I agree. Yeah, it's one of my best parts, I think.
I'm keeping you damage boosted at all times.
Vortex field! My life energy you needed some help. Stronger.
We're down.
This guy got one shot by Hawkeye. There was no healing.
Disappear!
Wait, this
Shields up! What am I?
kill it.
Invisible?
Kill Hawkeye. Oh, nice. Well played, guys.
Final score.